Last 1 week for me has been quite unusual. I've been outdoors literally all day, sleeping at a friend's place because of some renovations going on at home. While working on some client projects, I've just been getting too distracted because of this whole uproar on social media about the unfortunate event that happened in Kashmir. I'm no politician to make any decisions, neither do I have enough stake in the army telling them what to do. Nor am I part of any government with the necessary power. I'm just a regular citizen who has been watching news, reading articles, watching a lot of videos, trying to understand the issue and different people's perspectives. I'm not too sure if me talking about politics and war, taking some extreme actions on my own, or letting my emotions burst out here on social media would do any good. I think we all know that there are many ways of dealing with terrorism, cross-border tension, and various other things. But there is one thing I'd like to talk about, on which I've been really educating myself a lot. I feel it's a serious issue that seems to be rising amongst the people of our country over the recent years. In fact, it was the root cause of this recent attack in Pulwama. I'm not sure if there is any agreed definition of radicalization, but at the most basic level, it is the process of making an individual an extremist. And who is an extremist? A person who holds very extreme views about one's own ideologies to the extent that the person is willing to even adopt violence to prove his point.
We are getting a big breaking news at this point of time. Suicide attacker Aadil Dar was part of a new Jaish-e-Mohammed strategy.
Aadil was a class 12 dropout, disappeared in March last year, and since then the family has come to know that he's joined terrorism militancy. Aadil was 19 years old.
Now this process of radicalization happens over a period of time. It involves various steps, stages, and it literally grows on an individual. It begins by someone sowing the seed of hatred, greed, regret in someone else's heart. And then gradually over time, that seed grows into the person having very strong, almost rebellious, opinionated views about something. Let me put it simply. At a micro level, extremism may be a young guy wearing a certain kind of t-shirt at home, being very rebellious in nature, going against the family's will to prove a point, maybe even fighting back parents with a lot of violence. And at a macro level, it was a 22-year-old boy who was a suicide bomber responsible for the Pulwama attack.
Dar's father claims that he knew nothing of his son's terror activities. He's also said that he was just a schoolboy. You know,
कभी ख्याल नहीं था
ऐसा नहीं ख्याल
ये सुसाइड बॉम्बर बनेगा
ख्याल है ऐसे जैसे ख्याल उसके पान उसके अनपढ़ पान है.
But this is also a father who's helpless because he didn't want his son to become a terrorist. He comes to know about his son who's missing from March last year. At the age of 19, decides that he wants to ram a car full of explosives against his own countrymen.
He was just a class 12 student.
Terrorists have now resorted to new tactic, looking for new recruits who are considered less dangerous, and this is a very worrying trend.
The father of the attacker, Ghulam Hassan Dar, added that his son showed no inclination of radicalization.
Youths being utilized as cannon fodder in deadly terror attacks.
An important thing to understand is that if a person is radicalized, it doesn't really mean that the person is brainwashed. That's actually the scary part, right? Here the person knows what he or she is getting into. They are fully aware of the consequences of their actions, the terror that they will create.
आज वो दिन आ पहुंचा जिस दिन की हसरत और तमन्ना ने मुझे जैश मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का हिस्सा बनाया.
After learning so much about this process of radicalization, I came across this one TED talk by this Sri Lankan, in fact, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, Prashan the Visser. I personally feel that amongst all the videos that I watched, this particular one really stood out because it spoke of two simple yet profound solutions to this entire problem of radicalization. He said that if the person has these two things, he can counter any form of radicalization. Number one is to have role models, mentors, parents who always are encouraging us to self-respect, see the broader view, not limit ourselves to our own thinking. And number two is to have a world view of ideas, of other people, having friends outside my ethnic group, broadening my vision, giving me opportunities to think in a bigger way, which basically means having dialogues with people. I could connect with it so much because I find myself doing this almost every day, where I meet new people, make new friends, talk to people, conduct dialogues everywhere, anywhere I go, making them feel just happy about the conversation we are having.
What can we do? We're ordinary citizens. What sort of impact could we have? What sort of things do we do from the grassroots, from the bottom up?
I know this time, this AfroLamba's episode was not really a regular one. But I really wanted to do this because When I was reading more about this issue of radicalization, I felt that this is so deep.
Too many young people in our world today don't hear the alternative. Yes, there are injustices, yes, there are grievances, but they believe that violence is the only option. We can't continue to manage the symptoms of our issues. We have to go upstream and deal with the deeper issues and be there for these young people when it matters.
Imagine a young person who probably has no idea about the outside world, who probably has no other friends, so to say. Some guy from the other side just comes and completely manipulates the whole mindset of this person, where this person can go to this extreme of, killing himself to kill 40 other people. Imagine what sort of life would that be.
But if they hear the other story, the other narrative by mentors, experiences across ethnic lines and racial lines, they will make better decisions. But when they know there are mentors out there who speak truth into their lives, there is a resistance. You can break away from the poison and think for yourself. And that is the moment where you and I, moderate global citizens, need to be in their lives. We are most certainly not helpless. We play a pivotal role in countering radicalization.
I'll link this TED Talk by Prashan below so you can have a look. And also a few more videos that I watched which really made an impact. Do watch it if you get time. Okay, so I'll be back in the next episode with the same energy, I promise. See you next week.
Would you do this exercise with me if you could? Can I have everybody take your index fingers? And I want you to hit it against each other. Now, this is an insignificant sound, but this is one person saying, you know what, I want to make a difference. I'm committing my life for change. And then because you do that, you inspire a second person. The second person starts realizing, wow, actually now there's more momentum than we had. And then you inspire a third community to get involved. Maybe the person you mentored starts doing it to a fourth community as you put forth. The power has increased. And finally, when you all come together, there is this amazing opportunity for change. So yes, we are little. We may start small. But if we all work and we build momentum, change will come. Thank you very much.